Hello, Mark. How you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you doing, Dave?
Well, it's all right. It's a beautiful day, boy. I mean, has been absolutely gorgeous. One of those days I wish we could bottle and keep for a long time.
Absolutely. It's been gorgeous outside.
Your voice sounds a little bit low. Maybe it's just me. It's just my. Maybe it's my headphone wasn't on good. But
Is that any better?
yeah, it's a little better.
Alrighty.
Excuse me. See, we've got a few showers up around Cape Girardeau and Carbondale. What's that all about?
Well, we've had some clouds moving through the area this afternoon as well, some middle and high clouds. That's a little upper level disturbance that's moving through, and it's given them up there some rain showers and thunder showers. Somebody around in our area could eke out a little bit of a shower as that moves through, but it's not going to be much.
Okay. Well, this is not going to last, I suppose. This nice, beautiful fall-like weather, September
Oh, I
air, I
wish
would
it
say.
would. I
Me
wish it
too.
could. But it's not. As we head on toward the weekend, we're going to get a little bit warmer each day until by Saturday, we're going to be up in the low 90s.
Okay.
And then early next week, we could hit the mid 90s. I don't think that's going to last more than a day or two, though.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't really want to buy the mid 90s. Maybe it's just me wishful thinking, but still, I'm not so sure it's going to get that warm. That is pretty hot compared to where we've been. But again, like you said, it's only going to be a day or two where it be like that, and then we're going to cool off again, and it's going to be even cooler September type air. In fact, maybe even late September type air when it gets here next time, right?
Absolutely. There is a system that's starting to work its way along the west coast. Once it rides up and over top of the ridge that's out there and comes down, it'll give us another shot of cold air, probably about midweek next week. And hopefully, after that, we'll start to cool off even more. We could start seeing our rain chances increase then, too, as we head towards the end of the month, which is a good thing because we're starting to get kind of dry.
Yes, we are. The scattered showers helped some that we've had around the last few days, but not enough. Like I said, I got about 8 tenths in my rain gauge, but gosh, it didn't seem like it affected it much. It just the ground is still hard. I do want to say hello to our Thunder buddies on here: Tammy Tatum, Donna Lord, and Karen Schneider, and Chelsea and Eli. Hey, Eli, glad to see you, buddy. We're gonna have to get you down here. Don't let her make forget to get you here. So just stay on her. I know Chelsea's probably catching it right there from Eli. And Nyoka Van Vector. Fall is still on the way, y'all, and it is.
Absolutely, it is.
It's not going to stop just because of that. Now, I'm going to tell you, I'm seeing a lot of chatter on some of the Met blogs and some of the posts that some of the weather scientists are putting out that maybe we're looking at the coldest fall in maybe 20 years, maybe even 25 years. Now that's pretty cold.
That's entirely possible, too. Everything is pointing in that direction.
Okay. So Chelsea says Eli is currently contagious. I hope he doesn't have COVID. I hope he's doing okay. Tell Eli we're hoping he gets to feeling better. So, Chelsea, take good care of him. Give him some chicken noodle soup or something. Make him feel better. Anyway, but yeah, if it turns out to be that cold, then with the Alaskan low still in place, you know,
Yeah,
I tell
right
you,
now I was looking at that on the satellite earlier, and that low is kind of it's not down in the by the Aleutians anymore. It's kind of retrograded back up toward the Bering Strait and in between Russia and Alaska. So it's in that area right now, but it kicked off that low, and there's more coming off of it. So it'll be back in place before long.
Chelsea says he's got strep throat. So, Eli, you take good care of yourself, buddy. You get to feeling better. We'll get you down here at the studio one of these days as soon as you get back on your feet good.
Yeah,
But yeah, that still, I also saw another thing that was very interesting is that they're expecting a couple of more typhoons in the Pacific up in the vicinity of Japan and those areas. And those always tend to recurve north, right?
absolutely. In fact, I was looking at the tropical outlooks for next week, And not next week, but the week after, they were highlighting the area around between Korea and Vietnam for generating cyclones, tropical cyclones for them. So those tend to recurve and go up and along the Kamchatka Peninsula and back up toward the Aleutian Islands.
And I know everybody's saying, well, now, what has that got to do with our weather? Well, it actually has a lot to do with our weather. Uh, Maybe not necessarily directly. Well, I guess maybe it is kind of directly because what it does, it gets up into the area of the polar vortex, which is, I need to check on that. I'll do that by the time we get back on next time. But the polar vortex is either forming or has partially formed, and that has a tendency to cause a weakness in the wall of wind that's holding the polar vortex in place. And so usually when a recurving typhoon goes up that way, it will allow the polar vortex to release a piece of energy, or maybe sometimes in the wintertime, a full-fledged onslaught of the polar vortex. In 10 days after it does that, first thing that happens, it causes a sudden stratospheric warming, which in turn weakens the wall of wind that holds the polar vortex in place, and that in turn will send it, cold air is heavy, so it flows southward because it is heavy and the earth is round, so therefore if it's in the north, it's going to flow towards the south, towards the equator. So I'm trying to keep it as simple as possible without talking over everyone's head, but in 10 days after that typhoon gets in those areas, generally we will get an influx of cold air. If it's in the wintertime, it's usually Arctic air, and it gets very cold for a while. So we'll see. We'll see how this plays out. There's still a lot of ifs, ands, and buts and wherefores in all this, but it certainly is an interesting pattern.
It absolutely is. And we're speaking of the tropics. The tropics are pretty quiet right now, which is kind of everybody saying, well, what's going on? Because we're getting right into the maximum time now for tropical development. Be patient. If you like to track these things as they come in, there's nothing out there right now, but there is a little system getting ready to come off the coast of Africa. They're not looking too much toward it right now, but the longer range forecasts I saw for that out of the Climate Prediction Center says that there's probably a greater than 40% chance in the next week of a tropical cyclone development in the central Atlantic, and it's greater than 60% next week, the week after.
Wow, that's interesting. And I'm looking at the sea surface temperature right off the coast of, I believe that's Florida or Alabama. Mark, it's 89 degrees.
Yes.
That is.
Yeah. There is still plenty of fuel. We're just waiting for the organization and the trigger to get in there to make use of it.
That's certainly concerning. I think I tried to change my mouse the other day. Well, okay, it looks better there. I tried to make it bigger. I don't think I made it quite big enough, but it's a little better. But sometimes the hand wants to stay on there a lot. But anyway, we're looking at a buoy that's off the coast of, not too far from Galveston. And you can see pretty much it's clear all the way around. Maybe some ships out there in the distance. No, that's actually land probably we're looking at. Sea surface temperature, 90 degrees. Can you believe it? 90.86, so it's almost 91 degrees.
Yeah.
Now, you can get your boiled fish right there. Just go out there and take a net and dip your
and
fish
dip
out.
Right out, yeah.
Yeah, so needless to say, and that extends down at least 5 feet below the surface of the ocean. So that's gasoline to a tropical system. You get a tropical system in there, and that thing is going to explode rapidly. So that's what we're worried about. And so that's why we keep talking about this. And, so this plays a part in what could occur in our weather, because you get something down here and all bets are off on the weather because you don't know where it's going to go. But I can tell you that will become something pretty strong if it's over that water much at all. I mean, it's just too much fuel.
Very much so.
Yeah,
Very
it's,
much
it's
so.
too much fuel for it not to turn into something major. I've got localized radar on. I'm going to go over here and hit the one around Belmont. It's nothing much there. Notice they seem to have some new cameras on in this area down here. See what this is right here. It's a buoy. Okay, so that's good. I know we were looking at some of these new cameras that were on. Look at this one down here just north of Gulfport. University of Southern Mississippi. That's what we're looking at right here. And it's a pretty decent afternoon there. Temperature's 86 degrees. So, you can't hardly beat the weather out there. Humidity is 57%, so that's not real high. So yeah, we're pretty happy with the way it's looking. Let me get back off of that. How did I get that camera way up yonder? Okay.
I noticed a new one today in Nebraska.
Oh, really? Let's just go take a quick look at that. Let's see, Nebraska. Okay, right there.
Uh-huh.
See, that's where it's in the hand now instead of in the pointer. I don't know why it's doing that. Stanton County Emergency Management. Wow, look at that shot, though. It's windy.
Yeah.
But that's just a typical plane shot where the roadways go on and on and on into infinity, and you drive off into the sunset. But yeah, it's nice. It looks like a soybean field there. It's pretty windy there. The winds are, well, not too bad. Sustained, though, at 12 miles an hour. They're out of the north-northwest, but temperatures there say is 74 degrees, so that's not bad at all. I got to check our old favorite haunting place up here in the Port Harbor, Parks Marina. There we go. At this little place right here. This all disappears as winter sets in. They actually remove every bit of this. You won't see any of this. All you'll see is lake. And then once the water temperature freezes, you'll see it all frozen over. Sometimes you see ice fishermen out here fishing. It's a pretty interesting place. I'll have to visit that place if I ever get up in that part of the world. It's really unusual. So I just thought I'd bring that to y'all's mind, Anyway, let's go back down to our neck of the woods. I do want to check one last place. This is a beautiful shot over here in the mountains. And this is Pinnacle Tower in Erwin, Tennessee. Now,
I looked at that a day or two ago, and all I saw, you couldn't see anything. It was all fog.
Fog down in the valley. You could see the mountains, I think, up a little higher, couldn't you?
No, I mean, it was all fog. All you could see was gray. Yeah, it was actually fogged in.
Wow. And it looks like, you can kind of, you can't behind me, behind my big head, you can kind of see over on this lower end, right behind there, a little bit of the tower that the rangers, I guess, look out for forest fires and stuff, which that's a big place. So, man, that's really beautiful. I don't know.
It is.
64 degrees. It's pretty chilly there then, too. I guess that's a temperature up on where the camera
higher
is.
Yeah.
But anyway, so and go back here. We'll turn the radar on here in Hopkinsville. See if we see anything. What is that doing? There we go. You see, our winds have turned a little bit southerly. I guess that's a sign that maybe the warmer temperatures will be in here shortly, huh?
Yeah. That's our forecast for the coming week. Today, it's only been in the mid to upper 70s around. In fact, right now in Hopkinsville, it's only 72 degrees.
Well, sure can't beat that. And
and now tonight, our low is going to get down into the mid 50s.
Wow, that looks nice. Well, we don't have a lot of people on with us today. I don't know what's going on. What day? This is Wednesday. So
this is Wednesday. Maybe a lot of people will catch it a little bit later.
Yeah,
probably.
Maybe they've gone to church, which is a good place. That's where we all need to be. And it's just one of those beautiful, beautiful afternoon and evenings out there. It hasn't been hot at all. And anyway, so let's see.
Yeah.
What else?
Now, we'll eke out a couple of more good days. I mean, tomorrow the high is supposed to be like in the mid 80s, upper 80s on Friday, maybe low 90s down in our southern parts around Tennessee. And in the weekend is when we start to get warm again in low 90s, nighttime lows in the upper 60s to low 70s.
And just when I say something, I've got Chris Meacham and Jackie Mathis pipe in. They're on here, and he says, Chris Meacham says, good jacuzzi afternoon, David and Mark. We might have some news on jacuzzi here one of these days. We'll see. I'm not going to say much about it yet, but we'll talk. And Tammy Tatum says, how's Mike Vance? Mike is doing very well. In fact, since she said that, let's take a look, number one, at the camera that he's got over at the Lakeside Marina.
It should be a good day to see.
Yeah. Look at that.
Sunshine. There's some high clouds around, but real beautiful. A little bit of waves on the lake.
And-
That's just because there's a little bit of a breeze
Right.
going.
This is on Kentucky Lake. We're looking towards the north. It looks like the sun is off to the left of the camera, so it means that's to the west. So, but it's 77 degrees there. So that's a beautiful, beautiful place to be. I swear, if you have a chance to go visit Lakeside Campground Marina, you got to do that. I believe he's got a few vacancies right now, so go over there and have a visit. If you want to fish, you can fish there. You're going to enjoy that place considerably, as I do.
And just because we're in the end of summer and kids are getting ready to go back to school and all that, hey, spend a couple nights over there on a weekend in the fall. The colors are beautiful.
Oh,
The
yeah.
temperatures are nice.
We do want to say something about our sponsors. Let's talk about Michael Vance, Contract and Roofing, 270-707-ROOF. Be sure if you got a roof problem or something, if you had some damage in the last storms that we've had, give old Michael a call. He'll be glad to talk to you about it. And those guys, I tell you what, they are some of the best around as far as roof repair goes. I've never seen anything like it. They are really good, and I will use them personally whenever I have a roof that's damaged. Hopefully I don't have one, but he'd be the one I call. Also, Lakeside Campground Marina, there's the website. Go ahead and visit them or check ahead, but you go to that website and it'll give you all the information you need to know. But it's right there on beautiful Kentucky Lake, and we got to mention our good friend Katie Moyer and Kentucky Hemp Works. Absolutely love Katie. She is a sweet person. She knows her stuff when it comes to hemp and CBD, and we've got some product in our online store. Don't have the banner up yet. Doggone it, I meant to have it up, but you'll see it in our credit roll. Excuse me. Kentucky Hemp Works, they've got the salve that's in there, and we also have the fish attractant, and we have fire starts for those that's camping. And I think they were going to add some new product. I don't know if they've done that yet, but go over to www.dpww.shop, and that will get you into our online store, and you can see what all they got in there. I say, hey, a good friend Dave is on board. I'm going to go ahead and let's go over to, let's go and look at the Katie's Cam. That's downtown Katie's. Beautiful afternoon. It's a nice, lazy day there. And let's look at the traffic cam over at I-24 and 6880. They're in Trigg County. This is courtesy WKDZ Radio, and this is their traffic cam, and we appreciate them letting us use it to show folks what it looks like out there. Beautiful, beautiful day. So anyway, Dave is making a splash. You know, he's become a staple of our chat group. You know that?
Yes, he has.
Everybody knows Dave, and everybody says hi to him when he comes on. It's really nice to see him. I do enjoy him. Tammy Tatum says, David, not the only one calls you Jacuzzi, LOL. That's true. You aren't. But like I said, I'm sure Jacuzzi appreciates the publicity we're giving them. So anyway, but let's take a look back at the radar while we can and see if there's anything else on here, Mark, we need to talk about. We're running on close to about 30 minutes on, so we're trying to shoot for 30 minutes as being our target, but I don't see much happening. I will tell you that I'm going to be working soon on the fall and winter outlook. And it is going to be, I hate to even put it out because it's almost, some of it's going to be unbelievable as far as how it looks right now, but we'll see. I do want to remind everyone, I've lost Mark. Hold on, let me see if I can find out where he went here. There he is. Hey, Mark.
I disappeared there for a second.
Yeah, I think I pushed the wrong button or just half pushed it and just put up, I don't know, put up something. But anyway, yeah, the what was I speaking of? Oh, I was working on the
fall and winter outlook.
And it is got some very interesting stuff that's happening. There's going to be some very interesting things. You know, it's almost hard for me to believe because we've had several winters where we thought we'd have a lot of snow and we end up not having a lot of snow, but there are things that are different this year that would make a difference in that. and we'll just have to see if it all plays out. And I'll know better when I start working on it. I'm gonna look at it really deep and go into it and research it. I don't do anything halfway. I try to go in and make sure that I've got it all the facts that I possibly can. Try to make it as accurate as I can. Of course, anytime you're doing any outlooks, it's much past, I don't know, a couple of weeks. It's going to be more of a, well, in my case, it's an educated guess. I do educate myself on what the possibilities are, and I have a reason for saying what I say. But anyway, it could be interesting. Let's just hope everything turns out good for us all, and that we can go into the holiday season having some fun. So, Mark, got any plans?
For this weekend?
It is Labor Day weekend, I will say, right?
No, that's next weekend.
Okay, it's Labor Day is not. That's right, it is. It's the next weekend. It's not this
Yeah.
coming week. It's
Now,
next
what's
weekend.
what's going on this weekend here in Hopkinsville is the Summer Salute, the big
Right.
downtown street fair with the concerts and such. And I am going to be busy doing some weather support for that.
Ah. Well, that's going to be good. Mary Vorvis says, "Hi, David and Mark. I wish they had a camera near Bear Lodge, Devil's Tower. They had a baseball-sized hail yesterday.
Woo.
If they had hail that size, the camera might not even be working if there was one there. But yeah, I hate to hear that. But you know, we've been very fortunate. You and I were talking about how really little severe weather we've had this year. We haven't had much in the last few weeks. I mean, we've had some isolated ones, but no major severe outbreak really in quite some time.
Nope. We've had a few smaller tornadoes. We've had some wind gusts here and there that have done a little bit of damage to houses and trees and such, but we haven't had that much severe weather.
No, and of course we're not complaining, but it does hurt our subscription rate. So, hey, any of you that haven't subscribed, get on the YouTube channel. I know some of you are watching over on the Facebook simulcast feed, but get on the YouTube channel for just a bit and be sure and subscribe to the channel. It will help us continue to give you guys the best we possibly can on all kinds of things. We're even going to do something on the New Madrid earthquakes in the future. We've got several things planned that I think you guys are going to really like and find interesting. May not like it, but you'll at least find it interesting. And so we're going to try to keep you educated. All the stuff we do is going to pertain to our part of the world here, Kentucky and Tennessee, southeastern Missouri, northwestern Arkansas, and southern Illinois and Indiana. We're going to try to keep everybody informed because this is our coverage area, this is our home, and we want to make sure that everybody is well informed on anything that could come up, any danger or even any good stuff. So if anybody knows any good news, hey, send them our way.
Absolutely.
So with that, Mark, I guess, is there anything else you would like to tell them?
Enjoy the good weather while it lasts. Stay cool when the weather's hot. Get out and do something fun this weekend before the school starts and we get to Labor Day and we start heading into fall. So everybody enjoy yourselves, and I'll see you next time.
And I will be posting a new thought that you guys haven't seen. I was doing the video thoughts, and I've gotten one finished with the Native American flair to it. We'll be posting that on this channel here a little later on, probably right after we do this in this broadcast, and then I'll also post it over to Facebook. So everybody keep an eye out for that. Let me know how you like it, and love seeing you all on here, all my good Thunder buddies. You're worth your weight in gold. So until next time, unless something comes up between now and then, we will see you on Sunday, right?
Sunday.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So have a good evening, everyone.
Bye.